In any interaction, there is a conversation below the conversation, an unspoken understanding between individuals, communication that requires zero words. This is the exchange of energy between two people. It is the spiritual dance of two peoples, auric fields. And if you continue to walk the path of semen retention and you continue to work on the addiction that is your lust, your lustful desires, what's going to happen is you're going to start to build up so much vitality in your system, so much energy to the point that at a moment's notice, at the drop of a hat, you're going to be able to tell if somebody is living from a place of centeredness, groundedness, and authenticity, or if they are operating from lack thereof, if they are living from a place of fear, if they are living from a place of fakeness, of wearing a metaphorical social mask. And this is just something that happens. Like, you can't build up this much spiritual energy in your system without awakening these skills, these gifts that every human has dormant inside of them. Do you understand that being able to read a room and read people's energy on an intuitive level and get a feeling for people is just something that every single person has inside them? This is not a skill or a gift that is reserved for like Buddhist monks that live in the Himalayas, or like for the priest that, is looking after a Catholic church. This is something that every human being has access to. But people are so cut off from the source of their energy, of their spiritual essence, that these skills go undiscovered for people's entire lifetimes. But sexual energy and spiritual energy, same fucking thing, dude. Sexual energy is simply the raw primal form of this fundamental base chi. But if transmuted and integrated properly, is simply life force energy that will feed your spiritual body, your astral body, your auric field. Not only will it be a protection from other people trying to steal your energy, but it will also help you feel out other people. It'll help you get an intuitive sense of where they're coming from. Because typically when you're depleted, at least what I discover, is it's really hard to get a true gauge of if somebody has positive or negative intentions towards you. But when I am fully charged up, when I am full of vitality and energy, and I'm centered and grounded, and I'm acting from a place of love and authenticity, which comes pretty much by default when you start getting over your lust, you start to really easily have a very easy time kind of feeling out where people are coming from. And it's easy to separate the wheat from the chaff. The people who are really in your life because they truly appreciate you for you. They truly appreciate your authenticity. And the people that are there just as energy vampires, because there's going to be plenty of those, not just women, don't get me wrong. If you really get over your addiction to lust and you put your energy out there into the world, this type of authentic swagger, this intensity that you just bring to everything you do, that is very attractive to women. Because men these days typically are very cut off from the primal force inside them because it's been shamed out of them. And they've just gotten very, very used to releasing it 24/7. But when you let this energy build up inside you, it starts to express itself in every single freaking thing that you do. And people gonna notice though. People gonna notice, especially women, because women typically have a very feminine base level energy. So anybody who is the polar opposite of that, if you are very, very masculine, women are gonna pick up on this, especially. But people in general, not just women, you are gonna start to have so much energy and vitality and authenticity. The energy and physical vitality that you start to gain when you walk the path of semen retention is just the base level. But because you have so much energy inside you, There's no more fear left because you can fully trust yourself. Your brain has enough RAM storage or RAM space to be able to compute what is going on a second-to-second basis. So that because your mind is so efficient now, because you have so much energy just flowing through your body, nothing stresses you out anymore. And when you're not stressed out and in fear, you can relax. You can be authentic because you're not trying to impress anybody because there's nobody to impress. Because you realize everybody's just doing their best and we all are here together just floating around on this freaking rock as a bunch of monkeys who pretend that we know what's going on. But I digress. You are going to start to realize that not everybody is out to feed your soul. There are going to be people that you're going to attract into your life when you start raising up your vibration. And these people are going to be people that you really connect with on a soul level. And they will feed you. They will feed your life in very positive ways. And this is one of the pluses of semen retention. But there's also going to be a lot of energy vampires and people that you attract into your life that don't have your best interests at heart. They're thinking about what they can take from you. Even just on a moment-to-moment basis. Maybe they're not trying to like steal money from you or something extremely explicit like that. But even just in an interaction, they just want your time, they want your attention. You have something so attractive. You have authenticity, something they've never been able to fully express because they've lived in fear. Because authenticity and confidence is simply just what happens naturally when you get rid of fear. There's this saying, actually, that I heard before. It said, the coolest person in the room is the one having the most fun. And I believe that to a certain extent. I think, if you go into a club or a social situation, the coolest person in the room is typically the one having the most fun. But I want to make a little modification to that. I think the coolest person in the room, the most high value person in the room, the person that is looked up to the most, is not the person who is having the most fun. I think it's the person who doesn't need anything from anyone else. I think the coolest person in the room, the most high value person, the person that everybody else looks up to, is the person who doesn't need anything from anybody else. Because that person is truly having the most fun. That person who doesn't need anything because they are so full of themselves. They are so grounded in their own joy and their own authentic expression of who they are. They don't need anything from anyone because they are so in the moment. They don't need validation from this person. They don't need confirmation from that person. They're just doing them because it's not because they realize they have everything. Oh, I got this person's validation so I can feel happy. Oh, I got this girl to like me so I can finally feel good about myself. Oh, this person complimented me so now I can give myself a little hit of dopamine. No, it's not because they have everything. They have true joy and peace in their body because they realize they are everything. That's where true peace comes from. Not by realizing you have everything, but by realizing you are everything. Sorry if I'm blinking a lot. There's this it's a little bit dark outside, so I have this special light here to illuminate my face so the video isn't pitch fucking black, but it's really fucking bright. Yeah, I think being high value is a little bit misunderstood and also overrated because I don't think being a high value individual is something you can fake. It's not the number in your bank account. It's not how many companies you own. It's not the car you drive. It's not the clothes you're wearing. It is simply an expression of your vibrant energy. I think high value in the world is someone who has high energy. And not just they have high energy in this moment because they chug some caffeine or pop some Addies. No, I think true base energy and spiritual vitality, true presence, true depth, which you will receive as a fundamental side effect of eradicating your lust. And it's not an overnight thing, it is a process. And I'm not sitting on some shiny golden tower saying, oh, look, I've gotten over my lust. No. I spend time with women sometimes. Oh, whoopsie. Yes, I spend time with beautiful women sometimes. And I don't regret those decisions, but afterwards I feel a little bit empty, and I'm like, you know what? Next time I'm going to try to be better and try to have a little more discipline and say, instead of, blowing my load with this fucking bitchy ass bimbo, like, how about I actually just go do some meditation? How would I go to the gym? How would I pray to God? How would I go on a walk? Things that actually will feed your life, build your life, feed your soul, feed your mind, your psyche, and your spiritual body. Yeah, that's what being high value is, dude. And it's totally misunderstood these days. The most high value person in the room, the coolest person in the room, is somebody who is so fulfilled that they don't need anything from anybody else. And when you become this person, when you continue walking the path of celibacy and you are so full of presence and depth, and you could just be sitting there in a room full of people and you don't need nothing from nobody. Not because you're pretending to not need anything. You're like, I'm just gonna sit over in the corner, and you really want people's validation, but you're too chicken to actually go and pursue social interactions. No, I'm talking about, yeah, you're probably still gonna talk with people, but you're good for a few seconds. You can just sit there and enjoy eye contact and just enjoy the moment, because you need nothing, because you're full of presence and you're full of energy. It's really a beautiful experience. And dude, I could go on and on with stories of things that I've received, moments that I've experienced since walking the path of semen retention. But without getting into too many specifics, people just straight up treat you so much differently. It's so noticeable. It's so trippy, dude, because you're like, just because I watched a couple funky videos and I depleted my energy, like, you're really gonna switch up on me like that? But I don't know, man. Like, people they can feel your energy, and when your energy is off and it's icky, they will avoid you like the plague. Men and women, especially women, they can. Dude, girls know when you jerk off. I call them, I don't know if they're psychic or what, but they get this feeling inside them like, get away from me, creep. Like, imagine like a girl going up to her friends, like, they were like, he was cute. Like, why didn't you say hi? She's like, I don't know. He was just like giving me creep vibes. Oh, like, what did he do? Oh, nothing. He just like giving me creep vibes. What does that even mean? It was just like, in her gut, something about the exchange of their energy it was something was off. It wasn't authentic. It wasn't real. There was some sort of agenda he was going for. Whatever it was, we can try to articulate it as best we can, but it's just a vibe thing, man. And your vibe will start to become so light, so pure on semen retention. And that doesn't mean you're gonna be perfect, and doesn't mean you're not gonna have anger issues or problems or mental issues that you need to overcome. We all have mental issues in our own I can't even freaking talk today. And it doesn't mean we're not gonna have mental issues that we need to all deal with, because we all have our own issues in our own way. But you really do start to clean up your act just naturally as a side effect of retention, because your vibration gets cleaned up, your mind gets cleaned up, your spiritual body starts to become purified. And it's something you can't fake. It's a silent intensity. You are silent, but you have intensity. Something you can't fake, motherfucker. Something you can't fake. I mean, dude, I work at a restaurant, and even my tips are better when I'm on retention. And it's not because like people are like, oh, this like special person, let me tip him more. I don't think it's as obvious as that. But just, you're more flowy, you're out of your head a little more. You really just don't give a crap. You're just having fun. You're not in your head. You just want to spread positive, good vibes. You're super sharp. The drinks come out faster. Their experience at the restaurant is way more efficient, way more streamlined, way more positive, and full of a positive experience. So why would they not tip more? You attract abundance because you are abundance. And that doesn't mean like, oh, you gotta go sit and meditate. Like, no, you're just putting yourself out there in the world, in the position to make more money, and money just flows to you. And that's just what I've experienced as a server. I mean, if there's any servers that are watching this, shoot back your experience, pop it in the comments, because I think that'd be very interesting to hear. But that's what I've definitely experienced on continuing with this retention stuff. But you really get more grounded and centered in your energy and your authenticity. Like, not just do you have more energy, but you're trying to suppress it. It's like this energy bubbles up inside you and you just want to express it so authentically with no hesitation. Even if it rubs people the wrong way, and that's something I maybe need to work on, but you just stop giving a crap. Not because you're domineering and you're unempathetic. It's like, listen, man, I'm just doing me. And somebody's like, I don't like that you're being you. And you're just like, that's cool, bro. You don't have to like me, but I still got to do me because I got to live from my internal centeredness in my body and my grounded authenticity. I hope I'm describing this well, because a lot of this stuff is very, conceptual, or something you'll have to kind of taste with your own energy to actually know what I'm talking about. But the people who know. And if you've gone 3 weeks before, if you've gone a month before, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Can't fake this stuff. They will freaking come for your energy, for better or for worse. You become this powerful, you become this energized, you become this present, calm, cool, and collected in a very, very abundant way. And the positive people, oh my God, finally, a breath of fresh air, somebody who can finally own their authenticity. Finally, somebody who isn't just censoring themselves 24/7. Finally, a breath of fresh air. And the negative people, damn, you're gonna rub them the wrong way. They don't like that shit. Negative people, when you are fully living from a place of positive authenticity, they've been fake their entire lives, and they see somebody being authentic with no fear left in their mind. They ain't going down without a fight. They ain't gonna put up with that. It irks them because their demons have been tormenting them their entire lives. And finally, they see somebody free, somebody who's free in the mind, somebody who's free of other people's expectations, who is free of low energy, who's free of their addictions. And they see an example of what could have been if they simply did the work, if they simply put in the spiritual reps of doing what God led them to do, of listening to their soul and their intuition and making the hard decision to say, no, I will not partake in these things because they will degrade me as a person and they will degrade my soul. And you will rub them the wrong way, and you got to deal with that, because the best you can do is avoid them. People like that. I'm not trying to hate on these people. And, not everybody has to like me, dude. Not everybody has to like me. I'm not saying that. Some people can just be like, dude, I fucking hate your vibe. And I'm like, cool, bro. We can part ways. But there's some people that literally they're just like, I hate you. And you're like, why, dude? I don't hate you. I want to get along with you. They're like, no, we're going to have a problem. And you're like, let's come to a solution. And they will not be reasoned with. They want war, they want destruction, and they want negativity, because that's what they feed on. They can't even feed on positivity. Me, I can take an organic apple, eat it, and just feel the nutrition going into my body, enjoying that pure light energy going into my body. Some people, they take a bite of a carrot or an apple and it just is disgusting to them. It's more nutritious than the freaking burger at McDonald's. But for some reason, that's the trash they resonate with. So that's what they want to feed on. Some people, they just want to eat poop. They literally are taking poop and they're like, this tastes better than the organic 100% grass-fed ribeye. Some people just want to eat poop and they don't want to eat the high-level steak. Same thing goes with energy. Some people will not tolerate authenticity and positivity. They just will not put up with it. It's crazy. But once you understand it, that certain parasites, they need certain types of toxic fuel just to keep the system running, you don't hate them. Some people, they just want to be negative all the time. They want an excuse to be in a bad mood, so you bet your freaking ass they will find that reason. And if you're in their crosshairs, you want to be that reason. So stay out of the way, because they will come for your energy, dude. Make sure you jump in the Telegram while it is still free, and because it won't be for very long. So I will see you guys in that Telegram chat. That's the video. Peace, dude.